Yeah, rolling. Number 30. So, ball busting, man. Ball busting within friends. There's always the one friend that can't take the ball busting and has no jokes. And what's always funny is like there's the one sensitive friend. So everybody's kind of in the middle of ball busting, and you make a little joke about his weight, and boom, fun's over. Fun's over, guys. You know, don't be that guy. Have some fun. Who gives a shit what you look like? Who cares? Have some fun. You know. But there's kind of rules to ball busting. The rules are it's like, hey man, you get tired walking up these stairs, kind of funny, right? Or whatever. Or you make fun of his hat. You're like, I didn't know you're going golfing today, right? Funny. And then someone who has no idea the rules of ball busting will be like, yeah, well, that's why your mother's dead. And everybody's like, Jesus Christ, the fuck is that about? It's not the way it's done, guys. It's not the way it's done. There are rules to ball busting. There's rules. And if you don't have the skills to get into the ball busting game, then check out. Don't even get in. Just laugh. Just laugh. Hang in. You don't have to, if you got nothing, don't chime in. Because a lot of times you chime in incorrect. And it's just terrible. You know what I mean? And I definitely think that's a guy situation. I don't think chicks are ball busting each other. I don't think that's happening. Because you can't really make fun of your, a girl's weight. You can't make fun of the way she looks. You can't make fun of her clothes. You can't make fun of her car. I guess you can in her car sometimes, but it never works. And for the most part, most chicks are not good at coming back with jokes at you. Some are pretty good, and some are not. So you're like, well, there's good female comedians. Yes, there are. But even female comedians that I've known are terrible at the ball busting game. For one, because they're always trying their act out on you. Like I don't think I've ever talked to a female comedian that wasn't trying a joke out on me, which is super irritating. In fact, for all comics, not even female comics, all comics, don't try your jokes out on me. Meaning like, hey, Ian, I got this new bit. Now, I'm in on that. Go ahead. But if we're in normal conversation, like I've done events or shows where I'm backstage or in the back room or something with comedians, and you could tell they're trying their act on you, or they're trying to be funny when we're just having conversation. It's not good, comedians. My comedian friends, it's not good, So it's like, here, let me turn this shit down. Let me turn this dumb shit down. It's had the TV going on for no reason. Yeah, so it's like, keep it rolling. But don't use your act on everybody. It sucks. It's dumb. It's obvious. Especially when you're not that funny. Like just because you're funny around your friends with no sense of humor don't mean you're funny with a real group of people. Like when a joke doesn't land, you guys are trying to bust balls or you're having some fun back there and a joke doesn't land and everyone just kind of looks at you and goes, what? What? All right, move along. But sit there in it. Sit there in your bomb. Sit there in your joke not landing. Enjoy it. Enjoy the off-color joke. But it's always like, it's like the same thing as like if you're sitting in a circle, and you're kind of chatting away, or even if somebody's trying to pick up on a girl or a girl likes a dude or something like that. And one of your buddies will chime in with some bullshit and you're like, everyone's like, what? Wait, what was that? If you got nothing, shut up about it. I tell myself that too. Like, cause sometimes you're hoping you're not, fucking up the circle. So you got to chime in with something. And a lot of times you're not in the right company. I've been in that situation many times where I'll chime in with some shit and I'm in the wrong company. Hooker jokes, cocaine jokes, how hot some girl is or something like that. And you're in a very sensitive circle. Look, I was I was doing a small scene on a show, and and they were talking about the best Catwoman, right? And I chimed in with, it's definitely Halle Berry because she looks incredible in those leather pants. Incredible. I was like, legs are banging. And for those who don't know, Hollywood has become incredibly sensitive about anything sexual or race related, anything like that. So if you mention any girl's hot, everybody freezes up and goes, oh God, oh God. You know, which it's so stupid, but that's the world we're living in right now. So I notice everyone freeze up like a bunch of sissies. So I bail. I go, nah, I don't belong in this circle. I'm going to go over here and wait for my scene. I'm going to go talk to the lead guy because this guy's an ex-military, so I can definitely have a conversation with him. But, yeah, I mean, look, being on a movie set, TV set, what have you, there's a lot of waiting. There's a lot of downtime. There's a lot of time where you're munching on some food at the craft services or talking shit with somebody, over there at the in-between scenes, especially if you don't have a lot of lines. You don't need to work lines or emotion or whatever. You can just talk shit and have some fun. But a lot of times you don't, when you're in the wrong crowd. And a lot of times, I'm going to tell you something. On these movie sets, I am in the wrong crowd. Like, you definitely can tell I don't belong there. It's like, there's so much nonsense being spoke there in Hollywood. They just, these bobbleheads, they just sit there and talk nonsense. They talk in phrases. They talk in what they heard in the news. They really are just influenced little bobbleheads, most of them. But I think the really good ones probably are not. But anyone who's trying to get a job in Hollywood, they're just trying to be popular along the lines of being overly sensitive. But it's okay. That's the world. That's the world it lives in, and I think it ultimately hurts you when you're not being yourself. Anyways, like, people can tell when you're not being authentic. People can tell, and I definitely can tell. But all I can do is just be myself, and if that offends some people with some random comment on how hot Halle Berry is, well, then go fuck yourself. But anyways, but yeah, that's just part of, and what I think a lot of these people that are super sensitive, because they didn't grow up in circles where they kind of busted each other's balls, they didn't make fun of each other. They didn't have some fun with each other. Me and my friends, we'll go at each other hard. Like sometimes, like I'll wear all black or something. My brother was like, I walked in, my brother was like, so what's it like in the Matrix? Right? That's funny. That's funny. And I laughed. Like, that's pretty good. And then you bust balls. If you got big feet, there you go. I don't know, you going skiing with those big boots? Whatever. It's funny. Who gives a shit? But some people, you can't do it. And I think what's happening is why people are so sensitive these days, because they really haven't grown up with that sort of thing. They haven't grown up with, you and your dad kind of breaking balls about things, You and your mom, your dad, like my mom and I will make fun of each other. My mom and I will watch the TV and yell at the TV or something together, And I think a lot of these people that are sensitive, they've never had any of that. So they're very sensitive about their looks and about their appearance. And I get it, believe me. There's some things that we're all sensitive about. But you got to let it go, especially as an adult. You got to relax. You look like how you look. It's just not much you can do about it. You look how you look, you sound like you sound, and you are who you are. And you got to just be confident about that as much as you can. I get it. We all have insecurities. I got them too. But if they bust your balls, you got to relax. Relax. If they say something that you find offensive, if they make a race joke, you got to be offended. Relax, guys. Relax. Jokes are jokes. People are screwing around. People are busting each other's balls. Me and my friends, we're all races. We're all everything. And we make fun of each other's race. We make fun of each other's hair. Make fun of each other's shoes. We make fun of each other's everything. Music, whatever everybody likes. Relax, guys. You guys got to relax. You know, like there needs to be like a how-to book. I'm going to write it. It's a how-to book on how to bust balls properly. The joke's got to be funny. You got to be close with the person, right? You can't not be, you got to be, if you're a stranger, like I've had that, you know, like there's something where it was like, I remember I had a guy and we were kind of having a conversation and I said something like, I don't know. I said something. He was like, I trust that as far as I can throw you, or whatever that fucking thing is. And I looked at him and I'm like, that's a weird thing to say to a stranger, as far as you can throw me. Like, that's just weird. It's kind of weird to say that. Like, it was kind of a threatening thing almost. You know, like a friend says that, you go, okay. Which is, I think that's a dumb phrase, as far as I can throw you. Like, shut up. Especially since I was like, I'll slap the shit out of you. Shut the fuck up. We're just talking here, dummy. You know? But, I mean, there's rules to ball busting. Make sure you guys are close. Make sure you laugh it off. Don't be sensitive. And make sure there's a joke to it. And you got to say it with confidence, too. It's like, because sometimes I'll say some shit that I get away with, but the guy next to me just cannot get away with it because he's not confident about it. You know, he gives it his own laugh or whatever. It's just like, it's funny when you say shit with confidence. You know? It was like I was at a party one time in San Diego, and we were talking to like a border patrol head guy or whatever. You know, he was like the head of border patrol or something, and we were kind of standing there in a circle, and he was so pretentious. He was just going on and on and on and on about how important it is and how he, you know, how it's such a difficult job and how, you know, blah blah blah. And I get it, it is. But he was being very smug about it. You know that smugness where you're pulling up your belt buckle and you're, yeah, you know, you're kind of doing this whole, yeah, it's a difficult job, but somebody's got to do it. You know, he was like one of those guys. And I had to chime in because when you can tell the pretentiousness, the smugness in this guy, you could just tell. And in the circle, people were just like, okay. So, of course, I had to chime in. I had to go, so what's the cocaine situation around here? Right? And you watch everybody. It's like the record scratches. Right? And people look at me like, oh, shit, man. And a friend of a friend that was in there, was in the circle, was like, this is Ian, right? He takes me away. And, but I said it with such confidence, it was funny. And it was funny. And our friend that kind of took me away and took me into the party was like, dude, that was so fucking funny. And he still brings it up sometimes. And he's like, hey, remember the time we were talking to Border Patrol? You ask him what's up with the cocaine situation? So, but it was like, he was just so smug. But it was funny because I didn't laugh. I said it so serious into his face. I leaned into the circle. It was like, so what's up with the cocaine situation around here? And I just couldn't take his smugness anywhere. But it was funny because I was so serious about it, you know? And so it's like one of the, I am good at ball busting. I'm good at kind of doing these things. Sometimes I'm in the wrong company. I'll make a hooker joke at somebody's family dinner. You know, I got invited to a Thanksgiving dinner or something, and I make a hooker joke. You know, it's not the right place to do it. And I've learned over the years that, you know, sometimes I forget I'm not sitting around my friends because I spend most of the time hanging out with my boys. So we're just, you know, we're just saying raunchy shit. We're just saying all kinds of stuff. And then when you're in the different company, it's hard not to say it, you know, and especially nowadays, everything is so sensitive, you know, when you're around strangers. But it's funny, like you can tell the sensitivity until a little drinks start flowing. Then people loosen up and they kind of become their real selves. But in the current climate, as people say, the current climate is everybody is sensitive about fucking everything. You know, here's my advice to you guys. Relax. It's not a big deal. Race, not a big deal. Sexuality, not a big deal. Okay, politics, not a big deal. These things definitely hurt things and help things, but look, when you guys are arguing with your own family about politics and you refuse to speak to each other just because one person wants to go on the left, one person wants to go on the right, that's stupid. It's stupid, guys, because look, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Both of you guys don't know shit. You don't. You don't know what's going on in the White House. You don't know what's going on in these meetings. You got no clue. You only know what your news channel is telling you. Just come up with your own little conclusion and take care of your family, make a living, But it's not right to fight with your family over politics. Be the better man. Be the smarter man. And just go, okay, I see how you see it. And go on. Don't get in this argument. Now, sometimes you hear some bullshit and you got to set them straight. Sometimes you do, but set them straight calmly. That's my advice, because when you get all huffy and puffy, your point doesn't land. It just doesn't. It's like training a dog. When you train your dog, when you yell at your dog, it doesn't land with the dog. It's hard for them to understand. But when you say calmly, no, and you yank their little neck there, and you kind of just get them come closer to you. Even you don't hit your dog. You don't need to hit. You don't need to yell. Be stern. And that goes with everybody. Relationships. That goes with your kids. That goes with your aunt and uncle at the Thanksgiving dinner table when they're spouting off with some bullshit. When they spout off and go, and you got an uncle or something that's like, here's an example. This wasn't said to me, but this was an example that I heard was only psychopaths run corporations. Only psychopaths run corporations. We need down with big business. Now, you could say that, okay. But while he's saying that, he's wearing Nikes and has an iPhone and wearing Ray-Bans. Those are big corporations, guys. Those are big corporations. And you only wear Nikes because they're your favorite shoe. So, I don't know, if you want to complain about big business and big corporations, well, look, you might need to get rid of a lot of shit. You know what I mean? Like, say I was like, you know what? Fuck big corporations. Fuck big business. They're all just the devil. Now, if I want to be true to myself, well, let's see. I'm wearing Vans skate shoes right now. Got to get rid of those then. I'm recording this on an Apple computer. Got to get rid of that. I'm using Shure, Sennheiser, and Rode microphones. Got to get rid of those. You know what I mean? Gretsch guitars. Got to get rid of that. Using a G drive. Look, I can go on and on. These are giant corporations, guys. Sony televisions. It's got to go. So I understand how you feel sometimes with these big businesses and putting mom and pop stores out of business if that's your big case. But you're still supporting it by buying the product. So maybe just shut the fuck up about it and go on about your life, and maybe just shut the fuck up about it by saying it on the Thanksgiving dinner. Wouldn't you agree? Wouldn't you agree? Now, if you have any sort of argument on that, please let me know. But I can't imagine, it's like, and I get it. I get the big corporations are putting mom and pop stores out of business. I get it, because I am a fan of mom and pop stores, big time. But if I'm going to be true to myself, if I want to say they're all the devil, I'm going to have to get rid of everything. I'm looking around where I'm at, all my gear. These are big corporations. These are Apple products. That's big. So maybe just shut the fuck up about it. Go on about your life and have some fun. Maybe joke around. Ball busting, guys. Ball busting at Thanksgiving dinner. Make fun of your brother's hair. That's funny. All of a sudden he came to Thanksgiving dinner, his hair's in a part. And you go, see, I almost had nothing, but I was, like, what's it like in the 1980s sitcoms? Whatever. Shit like that. And he's like, what? You go, yeah, a lot of gel in the hair, son. A lot of gel in the hair. And then you go, that's all right, you look good. You're good. What's it like playing in the Doobie Brothers? You know? How you doing, Hall and Oates? How you doing, Hall? Am I Oates today? Whatever. Those are lame, but you get it. You get it. You know? Learn how to ball bust, guys. That's my advice to you. I'm going to write a how-to ball bust book. Like, I'm going to come up with a list on how to ball, because I think this is important, especially for you guys to know. For guys out there, even chicks, it's good for you. I mean, I don't think you can ball bust your friends. You'll probably lose a friend forever. You start talking about our weight, that'd be fucked up. We make fun of each other's weight all the time. So I'm going to put out a how-to ball bust book by your pal Ian. That would be ridiculous. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Happy Saturday. Cheers.